What up, you guys? Welcome to the channel. If you're new, don't be. Go ahead and click that subscribe button to be a part of the Witness gang, to join the Witness Nation. Now let's get into this, shall we? Hello, you guys, and welcome to the channel. If you're new, don't be. I'm Whitney. Keep it cute and get the boot. All right, welcome back, you guys. This platform discusses any and all information that has been made known to the public in any way. I am not a journalist. I am a commentator. The views and opinions expressed in this video, Whitney D TV's YouTube channel, do not necessarily reflect the opinion of Whitney D and Whitney D's YouTube channel. Now, all topics are for entertainment purposes only. Comedy, satire, TV, rated mature. Viewers' discretion is advised, but all commentary is alleged, but very real. Hello, you guys, and happy Thanksgiving to you wonderful people out there, okay? And this is the reason why STR8Talk is being brought to you guys pre-recorded, okay? I'm probably somewhere at my mama's house, eating, getting fat and full. I didn't have time to go live, but I love you. Not for nothing, you guys, which brings me to our two wonderful topics that we're going to be discussing on tonight, okay? First and foremost, what can you give a person who already has everything? And is it ever too late or too soon to tell the kiddos about Santa Claus? We're going to talk about it, all right? And I'm going to give my possibly unpopular opinion about the Chris Brown debacle. If you're interested, stay tuned. STR8Talk, now in session with Whitney D. All right, you guys, welcome back. Okay, so let's go ahead and get on to the first topic of discussion. But before I do, hello, everybody. Good evening. Let me know if I did this right, okay? Let me know where you guys are tuning in from, and welcome to another episode of STR8Talk with Whitney D, okay? Normally, this is a live segment, but again, it's the holidays. Go eat, drink, be merry, your darn self, okay? Because I know I am. All right? You probably find me on IG, Facebook right now saying, hey, y'all, how you doing? You eating stuff in my face, okay? But anywho, if I did this right, this is premiering. It's a pre-record. It's scheduled out. And I'm probably somewhere in the chat with you guys right now. Hey, how you doing, okay? But not for nothing. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from, okay? Is it Facebook? Is it Twitter? Is it Twitch? Is it here on YouTube? Is it Dallas? Is it New York? Is it Africa? Okay, how y'all doing? Okay, all y'all. Okay, let me know where you guys are tuning in from by stating your city and their state in the chat, as well as make sure you keep it cute so you won't get the boot. That still applies here. Yeah, it does. Okay, and if you would like to tip the hostess with the mostest, you can do so by sending me a cash app at Whitney D TV 87. Okay. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into tonight's topics. Okay. So first and foremost, we're going to talk about the whole debacle that transpired with the likes of Chris Brown. If you guys aren't familiar and or aware of what transpired over the weekend, the American Music Awards canceled his performance with Sierra, right? And a whole lot of people talked down about it. A poor girl, Kelly Rowland, got some backlash in regards to taking up for him. Okay, so here's my opinion in regards to everything. To be quite frank and honest with you, and this is the reason why I wanted to start the topic, start tonight off with this particular topic, because it's going to be short and sweet and to the point, but it's STR8Talk, right? So my thing is that, god dang, when are we going to let stuff go? And I know you're probably like, Whitney, do you remember what he did? Yeah, I do, because y'all won't let me forget, okay? It's very funny and weird how we want to hold him accountable, but we let R. Kelly, we let the other little producer dude that was being accused of, child pornography and all this other stuff that's in Hollywood, as well as her likes of Harvey Weinstein and all sorts. Should I go on? And Bill Cosby and all this, y'all want to keep talking about he's a legend and stuff, and y'all keep letting these people go on, and even when they get convicted, you still want to keep them in their position. But you have a young fellow who's moved on. At one point in time, him and Rihanna re-hooked back up, okay? And y'all are still holding this over his head. From since then, ain't no other situation that happened, him and the Karrueche thing, but I'm talking about to this day, to now. What has Chris Brown actually done? It was some allegations that he actually beat. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, God dang, like, when are you going to move on? This reminds me of the situation I was telling you guys the other night. How just like the holidays are coming up, and then watch you go over there to the house and they be talking about what you did when you was 12, 13 years old and you 35, 45 years old. It's like, it's giving grow up stunt, okay? Like you're stunting his glow up. And I feel like it's not even fair, because it's like, it wasn't just the likes of Chris Brown, it was Ciara. Why not at least let Ciara move forward and say that Chris Brown can't? You know what I'm saying? But what I'm hearing is that they just didn't want none of it. They didn't want Michael Jackson because he was accused of, messing with the kiddos too, okay? So my thing is that, God dang, it's like, are we serious? Are we serious? Like, let it go, okay? If Rihanna, who the one that the offense was made towards, can, you and us, we need to. That's all I think about that. Hey, 'tis is the season, okay? And I got this message. Whitney, hey girl, how are you doing? I know that the holidays are coming up and I need your help. I don't have any idea to what to give to my husband for Christmas. It's early, but I'm starting early. But he has literally everything. What can I give a man that has everything? All right. Hey girl, hey. Good question, okay? Here's the thing. My husband is horrible, okay? Horrible when it comes to buying him and getting him gifts, because just like his son and my mother, they are givers. So it's hard for them to receive. And when they even get an inkling of somebody trying to give them something or whatever, like it does something to them, right? So it's very hard. My husband won't tell me anything that he wants. I have to just pay attention to details, right? So I may see something that, he's lacking, or that will be beneficial to him in some kind of techie way or something like that, then I will get something. But to be quite frank and honest with you, my husband is more so of the memorabilia, okay? It was, I want to say about 2 or 3 Father Days back, right? And I created this book that was geared towards him and Demi, right? It was a book that just told different stories, and I was able to make the character his face. If I find it somewhere in here, I'll insert some pictures and stuff like that. However, he cried like a big old baby, okay? It had Demi's name, it had his name in it, and he likes things like that, right? He likes stuff that is memorabilia, right? He likes memories and times and stuff like that. He's not more so of the buy me materialistic person, right? So you got to know what your husband is. You got to know, is he a techie person? Is he a memorabilia guy? Is he more so of a moment? Do you have younger kids? If not, if it's just you and him, maybe take a trip somewhere, create memories. And see, that's me. If I had the opportunity to, I'm not going to say do it over, But if I had the opportunity, the finances, I would not even worry about Christmas for my family, and I would take all my children, my husband, us, and we would go off to the trip, off to some island somewhere and enjoy life while we still can, and see different things, and have my kids exposed to different things. And I'm not talking about no Vegas, no up the street Houston, Austin. I'm talking about Bahamas, Jamaica. I want them to see the world, China, somewhere like that. If that was in my powers to do so, my finances and my pockets to do so, that's something that I would do. So my suggestion for you is, again, pay attention to the things that your husband may hint at around you. If it's something like a watch, if it's something like a phone upgrade, something like that. Just pay attention to the things that he pays attention to, and maybe that'll give you a kind of a road as to what out you need to take. Like I said, for me, it's hard for me when it comes to my husband. My husband is horrible. My mom is too. She's not going to tell you anything. So we literally have to pay attention to different stuff that's going around her and be like, okay, she could do with a new washer and dryer. So, okay. And then the siblings and us will get together and we'll pitch in to, do that. Or we'll be like, ooh, we want to do this, because she's not going to tell you. If it was up to her, I'm good. I just want my kids good. And my husband is like, I don't need anything. I don't want anything. What do you want? My son is like, I'm not into that. I don't know. And he's more so like moments. He wants piercings. Nobody told me it was going to be like this in teenage years. But yes, he wants piercings. He's like, that's what I want. If I can get my ears or my nose pierced, he on his Tupac, okay? Thug life. Okay, that's what he's on, right? And so me and husband like, Negro, what else do you want, okay? But not for nothing. Maybe that can help you out. Just pay attention to your husband and see if there's any areas that you can fill that void with a gift. All right, you guys, last but certainly not least, okay? Listen to this. Whitney, hey, how are you doing? I hope your holidays are going well. My question to you is that every year, me and my husband go full-fledged out when it comes to our children and Santa Claus. We put shoes in soot and make footprints in our carpets, leading to a plate of bitten cookies. We go full-fledged out, child. But they're getting at the age old enough to know the truth. And we are ready to tell them the truth about Santa. Is it too late to tell them? Should we just ride this thing out? Or is it too soon and we can ruin them for good? Tell me what you think. Okay, so, all right. Well, here's the thing. I'm going to be quite frank and honest with you. Girl, I'm with you. I'm with you. Me and my husband used to do the same thing. And I say used to. And I'm going to tell you why I say used to. But we went full-fledged. The elves on the shelves, Tooth Fairy, any kind of make-believe foo-foo fairy, we played into it. We would go to the 10s and 9s about it. When we get gifts, we would sign from Santa. Hide the gifts, and then at Christmas Eve, bring everything out. We will go all out, okay? Have the elves on the shelves every night or every time they're doing good. We'll have them bring gifts, supposedly, right? So I actually saw this particular sermon online. Hopefully, maybe I'll look for it and I'll put it in here. If not, let me just tell you about it, okay?
But then there's other things that I think are quite sinister. And I raised my children, one of them, which is your wife, Holly, not telling them, teaching them about Santa Claus and, and so forth, but teaching them about Jesus and focusing on the fact that he came into the world. We don't know when he came into the world, but to take a day out and celebrate the fact that he came into the world, I think is awesome. If I had an adopted kid and I didn't know when he was born, I would still take a day out and focus on that. You don't have to do that, but the Bible says we're not supposed to receive one another, welcome one another, to judge each other's opinions. One person esteems one day above another all alike. So this is one of those areas where we're not supposed to divide as Christians. However, we do need to make a stand when it comes to lying to our children. That's where I think this gets a bit serious. We have a dear sister named Sue Lee Haynes, but Sue Lee, the daughter of a pastor, grew up being told about Jesus as Lord and Savior, loved him, but she was also told about Santa Claus as a little girl. And she abandoned her faith in Christ when she heard that Santa Claus was a myth. And she said that her parents, who were well-meaning, of course, and a lot of people, they mean well, when she found out it was a lie, that she'd been believing this lie, and having an anticipation, an expectation to please him throughout the year and get these gifts from him and so forth, it's an incredibly big deal when you're a little kid. When she found out that was the case, she said, what else might they be lying to me about? How do I know Jesus isn't a myth? And then I'm going to find that out later. So she said that's when she walked away from her faith. And one of the first things Jewish parents would say often to their children, sometimes right when they're born, Yahweh is God. But can you imagine the same breath? But there's also this big fat dude up north that's going to reward you and is watching every day of your life and going to reward you, making a list, whether you're naughty or nice. And then they find out later, one's a myth. Well, how many myths have they believed? And I don't know how many people have the same story as Sue Lee, but to me, that kind of just emphasized and relieved me as to why I never at all told my children. I told them about Santa Claus as a myth. We didn't celebrate him. I said we don't agree with him being glorified and so forth. So to me, this could be a very, very serious issue, especially when you see the sinister aspects that are behind that. Well, wasn't he? Some of the things that are said about Santa Claus, which I know we'll get into.
I watched this channel on YouTube called Good Fight Ministries. If you are a Christian and you want to get some knowledge, child, they're like, I don't know if y'all know, I've ever heard of this man, but it's this ministry called EX Ministries with Pastor Drake Lewis. He's a little short, bright skinned, bald head minister, and he exposed the likes of Jay-Z, Beyonce, on sword. And you got to look him up or what have you.
The music has now begun to openly promote the devil, the denouncement of God, the hatred of family, and even the desire for hell as a dwelling. Became something that the enemy is.
Well, Good Fight Ministry, I say all that to say, to segue into the fact of the matter that they're like the white version of him. They expose like pop artists, rock and roll artists, and on sort of like this, the white genre, if you will. Okay, country, all of that. Christian, they expose all of that, but they people, right? And they be doing some of us too, okay? But I watched them, I love them, and it was one episode that I was watching. And mind you, we had already did this, but it was one episode that I was watching, and he was talking about how one of their members expressed how they told their child about Santa not being real, and that child started questioning Christ, if he was real and all this stuff like that, and went down a very, very bad path, only to come back around. But, they question if they should have told their child even sooner or what have you, right? And that was just like, wow. And I talked to my husband about it, and we were like, we did a good thing, right? And I say all that to say because we here recently I want to say probably a month ago or probably weeks ago. No, it was a month and probably a little bit longer ago. We decided to sit the kids down and just tell them the holidays were about to approach us, and we didn't want them to be, wishing on the star, wishing on Santa, writing to Santa. We want to be very direct with them about everything. Demi is 7. Denim is 4. And so we just was like, no, we're not going to go into another year with these antics, child. We're going to be very honest and upfront. We told them about Halloween. We told them about just everything, Tooth Fairy, Santa, and everything. And Demi's reaction was so, oh my gosh, it was overwhelming. She cried. She didn't question Christ, baby. She has her own personal relationship with Jesus, and I do mean that by every means necessary. To jump off, I'm gonna get back on the topic. She almost had a febrile seizure again, and I got her active and up and alert in enough time to stop it. We got her in the water, got her cool down and stuff like that. Hallelujah. And so in the midst of us going through that, she broke down crying, and she was just saying like, Jesus saved me. He saved me. And she was just crying profusely. My baby has her own relationship with the Lord. It ain't nothing that we can say or do that's going to hinder that. So anywho, in regards to that, she responded like, oh my God, no. And we told her about the Tooth Fairy, that we've been putting the stuff up under her pillow. We got your teeth, girl, and then we told her about Halloween, how, it's really a celebration of the devil, and all this stuff. Although we do all the activities and stuff like that, this is the honest God's truth, and this is what the history is on this and that and that and third, right? And then she watches, super visually, watches YouTube, and she watches like different shorts that explain different stuff or whatever, and so she obtains her own knowledge about stuff. Like I told you guys one time before on One Faith Friday, she saw the depiction of an angel, and I was just like, girl, all them eyes and stuff. Like, she's like, I think it looks beautiful. Demi is just a different being. I love her. I promise you, I look up to my child. But anyways, I say all that to say that, her response was very emotional, because she was just like, oh my God, like, you guys have been lying to me this whole time. Our son, however, was like, I knew it. Dinner was like, oh, okay, whatever. Anyways, let me let y'all know what I want then, since it's y'all, okay? So I say all that to say, you don't know how it's going to turn out. I will ask for you to, if you are believers, if you're a Christian or what have you, pray about it and ask God to give you discernment and wisdom and guidance, and to prepare your children's heart to receive the truth, okay? Because you don't want them to grow up living in this bubble of fairy tale. And although it's beautiful, I mean, like, we're still going to celebrate the holidays. It's still a means of, things to do to show, Jesus is the reason for the season, okay? And that's what we say. That's what we promote. This is the day that we're choosing to celebrate God's birth, Jesus' birth. And on the contrary to many people out there, oh my gosh, that's what is it called? That's not secular, but y'all know what I'm talking about, the word, the P word that they be using or whatever in regards to it. But the thing is this, though, that's the day we choose to honor, to celebrate Jesus. Of course, he wasn't in a cold day like that. No. But that's neither here nor there. That's probably a Faith Friday, child. But anyway, we still do the elf on the shelf, but the way we incorporate it now is that we're going to move it if we feel like you're behaving properly. And if they see their elves on the shelf move to a different location, they know that they've been good to that day. Now, if it stays, if they have questions, we'll be like, you guys weren't good, or we'll be like, oh, we forgot. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just very transparent and real with our children, We still enjoy the lights and festivities and things to of that nature, but we're very prominent with letting them know that Jesus is the reason for the season. That's on period. Just like Halloween, Satan is the reason for that season, okay? Period, all right? You got to be 100. So my suggestion to you is that it's never too late. It's never too soon. You got to have discernment and wisdom, and you got to know your children, you know. I necessarily did not initiate the conversation. My husband did. He was like, let's just rip the Band-Aid off. And see, that's the thing. Me and Demi are kindred souls. And Denham and Darren, his father, his twin, they're kindred souls. He's like rip the Band-Aid type of situation. Me, I'm just like, oh, let's ease it. Oh, wait, that's too much. Okay, a little bit more. That's me and Demi. That's why I kind of understand my baby a lot more. And they're like, okay, so she gets on my nerve, but I can remember getting on people's nerves too, okay? But that's neither here nor there, okay? Let me know how that works out. All right, you guys, that is the video. Thank you guys for tuning in on this wonderful festive holiday of Thanksgiving. I pray that you guys are around all your friends and family that you are thankful for while you're tuning in here on Whitney DTV. Thank you. I feel so honored and blessed that you are tuning in, okay? And appreciate everyone that's around you. Those that wanted to be there, those that are not there. Just appreciate the people that are there in that moment. So many people have lost their lives to senseless violence, to just, the way of life, just passing before these holidays. And it can be very, very heavy on people. You're not alone, all right? Not for nothing, you guys. That is a video. Tell me what you think down in the comments below. While you're there, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And I'll see you live on the next Straight Talk with Whitney D. Deuces. Straight Talk with Whitney D. Now out. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swinging, jingle bells ring. All of something, something, something. Happy holidays, y'all. Deuces! What up, what up? Hey, lovelies. We are now on Apple Podcasts. Yes, yes, yes. For my iPhone users, just a little something for you. Head over to the Apple Podcast app and type in Whitney DTV in the search bar and click the check to add me to your dashboard and listen to your girl on the go. Powered by Anchor FM by way of Spotify.